Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at another one of these cool marble run sets from Rokr. Now, this is kind of similar to the one I did not too long ago. You might have seen the video for it. It kind of has the same kind of, I don't know, look to it, I guess, but there is some differences in the whole design of it. So this is set number LGA01, and it's called Marble Night City. Don't know how many parts this has. The one I built before was a motorized version. This one I don't believe is motorized. It's just a crank mechanism, which is fine. Sometimes I like the motor, sometimes I really don't, but it doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. A couple of wheels here to bring it up to the top, and it looks like it goes through several different routes. I love all the little roadways for the wheels, for the balls to go through. Looks like a little tunnel kind of thing going on here, and I really like these spirals when they do those. They're kind of tricky to put on there because you don't want to break them, and they usually give you a spare just in case you do break it. But it's nice. I like it. Back here, it just kind of shows like I don't know, a diagram of it and how the parts go together. All right, well, let's take a look at the parts. It looks like there's going to be quite a few of them. All right, so it looks like we got quite a few parts in this. I'm not sure it's as many parts as the last one I built, but I really like these multicolored pieces that they've been doing lately. So over here, you can kind of see how that one looks. That looks like all the little ramps. There's that spiral. Looks like they only give you one, so you can't mess that up. Over here, it looks like part of the wheels that bring the balls to the top. These are really nice. Look at that. So we got this kind of dark gray color. Lots of parts in there. More over here. And these parts always pop out really nice. You will have to sand off the burrs though. Very cool. And then that's the last gray parts tree. And then we have these now. That maybe some railing right there. That's kind of neat. They look like vents or something. These are really nice. These are silver pieces right here. They're painted silver. That looks really good. There's some more right there. This is gold. I'm not sure what that's going to be. That's probably the Rokr, the nameplate or something. These are spare parts, so it's nice they give you some spares. And then over here we got some spacers. These are those clear spacers that they use to hold the rods and stuff together. Here is the screwdriver. It looks like there's a couple different ones. They give you an extra handle. Those are all the rods. The Rokr nameplate. It's like a gear right there. A couple of metal gears. Actually quite a few there. Oh, there's a really tiny screwdriver right there. Look at that. Those come in handy for other things. I'm glad they give you those. Of course, you get the wax, which you're going to need, of course, to lubricate the parts. Some sandpaper, a sanding stick, some screws, black spacers. These are the balls. You get the larger size balls for this. And I think that's all of it. So, oh, well, let's not forget these. These are really cool. Now, these parts are plastic, and it's thick. Look at how thick this plastic is. I mean, it's actually kind of heavy for that piece. I don't think I've ever seen them quite that thick before. This one here is a little bit thinner. And then they're covered with that film. That's why they have a dull finish. So you have to peel that film off, and then they'll have a nice shiny finish to them. These look really nice too. Oh man, I love these kits. They are so fun. All right, well, I guess I'll get started on it, and hopefully it won't take me as long as the other one did. All right, so just a little update here. So the whole first section of this build, you're building all these ramps. There's a whole bunch of these ramps. So most of them are pretty simple. They just got the little railing that goes in here, which looks really nice. See that? This one here still has the loose ends. You have to be kind of careful with that one. But see how these all look? They go together excellent, just as always. Everything fits together so good on these kits. This one here was kind of tricky. I gotta say, I don't know. It's kind of got, with the rings on there, it kind of makes it a little bit more tricky because you got to hold different things together while you're trying to put it together. But it's very neat. I mean, look at that. It's going to be cool the way the balls are going to go through there. This thing here, this is awesome. Look at that. You got the clear plastic. I love when they mix the plastic in with the, this railing. It's just very cool. Kind of what supports it. And then we have another one. Oh, well, here is the beginning of the little spiral. So we're going to get ready to do that. And then this one here's another cool rail that uses, if I can not get caught up on everything. Oh my gosh. All right, so here we go. Nice clear section here. It says Rokr. Now this is what's neat. Look at those little things like jiggle around. So when the balls go through here, they're going to hit those little keys. This was a little bit tricky to put together as well because you're trying to make sure you line everything up, make sure you get those keys in there. At least that's what I'm calling them because that's what they look like. And it's neat. They have a acrylic on one side and then they got the silver on the other. I love that. That's going to be cool watching them go through there. So yeah, I'm loving this. Once again, another fun set to put together. And it's going together pretty nicely and pretty quickly so far. Okay, I think we're going to start working on the wheels now, the whole gear system. All right, should be pretty cool. All right, here it is all finished. Boy, this thing is cool. I really, really like this one. In fact, I like this one a lot better than the last one, even though that one is motorized. So I think what I like about it is it's kind of open in here. You can see what's going on. And also because there are so many more little roadways for the balls to roll down compared to the last one. Everything went together really pretty good, I gotta say, as usual with these kits. This elaborate system going on here, I'll show you some close-ups on all of it. But this was a pretty large section to build right there. I mean, you can see how much is going on. And in between here, there's a bunch of stuff too. There's the back on the section here. Oh, this thing is awesome. I love how there's like a two-tone wood color. They got the darker gray color with the regular wood tone, and then you also got the clear plastic pieces in there. So it's awesome. All right, so let's get some close-ups of it. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to mention is the little nameplate right here, the little Rokr nameplate. Now, they have you do this at the very end, and quite frankly, if you can skip ahead, I would go ahead and just put that on at the beginning, because it's really hard to screw these in now with the ramps in the way. I don't know why they had you wait till then to put it at the end there, but it looks nice, and that gold piece of wood is actually what shows through there. So now here's the overall look of this. So we'll start over here where the balls get fed in. You can see them all lined up right there. Now they get into this thing, and there's a clear piece of plastic in here that has these little, I don't know, cogs. You can kind of see it right there, especially. So the balls fall in between those, and they go up to this little ramp right here. You can see they fall down in there, and from there, they get into this little section, if I can stay focused. And then there's another cog right here, another plastic cog, and that's where they bring them up and around. So it's a pretty thick thing. I mean, you can see how much room is in there. In fact, originally I thought the balls were going to go in between these, but that's not how it works. So the two wheels work in unison, and then when it comes up here, it drops them off on this little ramp. From there, it goes down onto here. There's a little flip-flop right there. Now, if it goes this way, it comes down this ramp, and what's really neat is one ball will get stuck here, here, and then the third one will drop down, and you can see how it drops down into here, and then it hits those little keys. And when it hits those little keys, now the balls will drop down, and then they'll drop down into this ramp over here, where they drop into that hole. From there, they have a choice of places to go. Most of them will come down this way, and then they'll come over here around this little ramp. There's a lot of cool ramps on this. I love it. And then from here, they go into this neat little tunnel that I showed you earlier that I was building. And then it comes down here, goes down into, it keeps going out of focus. It goes down inside there. This is what I really like about this one. And then from there, you can kind of see where it's kind of coming out in this section right here. And then there's like another little ramp that it goes around. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of goes down inside there. It comes around this little curve that's kind of down inside there. You can see it right in this part right here. And then it comes around the front. Now the one ball that comes gets trapped right here, that's going to drop straight down into that hole, and that's where it goes into this part, and it goes around this little swirl. The swirl's really neat. Drops down onto this ramp, and then it ends up into this little feeding area. Now the ball that was up here and goes in this direction, that's where it goes into this little section here. And this is really neat. This acrylic piece makes this S curve, and they drop down into this S curve. That one's got a more simple trip because it just drops down into there, goes into this ramp where the balls in the spiral get fed into, and it goes right there. So the ones that go in this direction, they have a lot more further areas to travel than the one that goes over here, but it's still really neat that they did it. So you can see there's a lot more interesting things going on in here versus the other one. The other one had kind of a, I think I mentioned it in that video, that the balls didn't really have that far to go. I think that's why this one's more interesting. All right, well, let's get it started and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'll show you the overall operation of it, and then I want to get some close-ups so you can kind of see the other stuff that's kind of going on. So here you can see they're all coming down. And they all kind of come out at once, and then I can probably spread them out a little bit so that they're more even. And if it gets jammed, you just kind of back it up just a little bit, and then it'll unjam. But you can really see there's like a whole bunch of little pathways for these to go. You can see how the balls get caught on here, and then they drop down when the third one comes out. There's the third one, and it triggers the other two to come out. Oh, it's so cool, and it just has a lot of really neat things. I will say that this flip-flop, sometimes it stays more in the position that it's in right there. See how it doesn't flop all the way? And sometimes it misses that way, where it goes that way. And that's just because it hits the ball. The balls hit it so fast, it knocks it back into the other position. It's very cool. Okay, so let me show you what's going on with all of this stuff close up. Starting with these gears right in here, you can kind of see how the balls are fed through here. They work their way up. I like this midsection. I'm not sure you can see it, but how the balls kind of get fed into that second wheel. And this whole thing turns really good. It was well engineered for the whole thing. So this S-curve area is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to go slow so that I can try to see how they drop pretty quick, and I'm going to try to make sure that I get the flip-flop to go the right way. See how they go in there? Now, these little discs in here, the bottom one was kind of tricky. It's kind of loose, and I had to take that apart a couple different times to make it not so loose. See, now they're tight enough that they stay in place. I don't think it would matter if they were a little loose, but it's really neat the way they go through there. Now, this key section is my favorite part. So you'll see how the first ball comes down and it gets stuck in that little hole right there. And then the second one comes down. The second one gets caught there. And then when the third one comes down, that's what triggers all of them that we'll see right here. It drops down and hits the other ones, and that's what sends them all going. That is a real clever design. I absolutely love it. I love how it's encased in the acrylic right there. So whoever came up with that was pretty ingenious. There's the first one. There's the second one. And then there's the third one. When I was first building this, I couldn't figure out why these holes were there. I thought, aren't the balls going to fall through before they get to the end? Well, I didn't realize that that's how all of that worked. That's awesome. Now, once the third ball triggers these two are the ones that go through all the paths underneath there. So there's like a little, comes down through here. There's a tunnel. It goes on this outskirt of a ramp. And then it comes all the way down inside her. There's like some ramps in here. So let me show you how that goes in there. There's a lot more ramps in there. So let me get this one. There we go. See all the little ramps down in there? And you can see them go all the way around. It's like the little S-curves and stuff. It's so cool the way they designed that in there. Of course, the spiral is always one of my favorite parts of these sets. You see here. So only one of the balls goes around the spiral right there, because the other two are released in that other part. So here, I'll try to get some more of these going. If you just keep on going, you'll have, like, see, there's two of them that went down there this time. Now, the spiral is always kind of a tricky part on the build. I had to hot glue a couple parts in there just to kind of make sure it holds together. And it's a little off-center when you build it. So if you compare it to, like, the main frame in there, and if you see that it's like that, that's okay. I think that's the way it was designed. Because at first I thought I built it wrong, but no, that's the way it works. Here we go. We got some more of these coming down. I love it. And I love the noise, the sound that these make. It's just really neat. I love it. All right, well, there it is, the Marble Knight City set from Rokr. So I got this from Amazon. it was on sale for $39.98. Now, I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one of these. I don't know if it's still going to be on sale by the time this video gets published, but it's really neat. I really like this one. I like this one better than the last one. And even though the other one had a motor on it, I suppose you could probably find a way to rig a motor onto this using that one maybe. But I just think this one's a lot more interesting. It has a lot more interesting things going on with it. Doesn't seem to get jammed as much. Ooh, just lost one there. Doesn't seem to get jammed as much as the other one. You could probably put more steel balls in here from the other sets if you want, just to make it so that there's no gap in the action right there. But very cool. I love it. I am just always so impressed with these sets. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Very much appreciate it. And until the next time, I will see you then. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.